During Wednesday's press conference, and as I revealed in yesterday's report, Joe Biden has officially given Vladimir Putin the green light to invade Ukraine, stating that, well, Putin must do something regarding Ukraine. He went on further to say that there would be severe repercussions or repercussions of some sort to Vladimir Putin if he decided to do that. But it would also depend on what kind of infraction he incurred. Did he invade a little bit or did he invade a lot? I guess it all depends on what Vladimir Putin does to Ukraine. Well, obviously, this has sparked a lot of backlash, not to mention that we have a president giving away all of his cards for war in a press conference. Somebody has to start questioning the cognitive abilities of Joe Biden. But with that said, Tulsi Gabbard decided to seize up the opportunity, considering what Joe Biden said, and issue a dire warning to the American people. And I'll just be frank with you, this warning should be heard loud and clear.
And unfortunately, in this White House, we have warmongers and people like Jake Sullivan and Tony Blinken who had a very strong hand in being the architects of regime change wars in Iraq, in Libya, in Syria. And they're the ones who are influencing the decisions that are being made by this White House. They are stoking tensions. They are escalating the situation that can only lead us down a more dangerous path that directly undermines the interests of the American people in our country. Let's be real about what we're dealing with here, Steve. We're talking about the United States and Russia, two great nuclear-armed powers in the world. There is only one place that conflict ends. That ends in destruction of this world and life as we know it. Don't be naive. Don't be shy about pointing out exactly what is at stake. And that's what the American people need to know. And that's what people in the White House and leaders in Congress from both sides of the aisle refuse to tell them the truth about.
As Democrat Tulsi Gabbard says, let's be real about what's going on. The White House and his administration, specifically the people who are advising the president, are warmongers. They want war. They've always been entangled in wars off and on. And Tulsi Gabbard is being very honest with the American people by saying the White House doesn't want to tell you the truth. And the truth of the matter is, if we go to some kind of war with Russia or get involved in a war between Russia and Ukraine, we're talking about two nuclear power heads. And as she said, life as we know it will change, it will end, and that could mean the destruction of the world. I honestly don't think that we should take her words lightly, especially in light of everything that's going on. And just recently, China, Russia, and even, well, Iran have sent a direct message to the United States of America via war drills. Take a look at this article on dailymail.co.uk. Iran, China, and Russia hold joint naval drills in the Indian Ocean as Putin prepares to face off against the West in Ukraine. And this military exercise comes at the time of a heightened tension between Russia and the West over Moscow's buildup of 100,000 troops on the border there in Ukraine. So we already know that there's massive buildup in Ukraine. And we also now know that there are joint exercises being conducted with China, Iran, and Russia. What does this say to the United States of America? Well, it says that these three are teaming up against America and Ukraine, if you will. They are teaming up and allying up. And this is a direct message to the United States of America. Now, they have done this war drill for, I believe, since 2019. This is the third time that they've done it since 2019. But the timing of this drill couldn't be more precise. And the truth of the matter is, I don't want to go to war. War brings a massive amount of death, and I certainly don't want to go to war with Russia. In fact, a lot of Americans agree with me. Take a look at this poll here. And this is on MSN.com and Newsweek.com. Fewer than 1 in every 6 Americans want U.S. soldiers in any Ukraine-Russia war. And that's according to a poll. Now, there's one last thing that I want to say regarding this report, and that's this. We've got a bumbling mental health issue my diagnosis, a person in charge of our country, where he's not really all there in the head and he's leading our country. In fact, more and more people are starting to question the cognitive abilities of the President of the United States. And this is not somebody that should lead us into some kind of war. Take a listen to what happened at his press conference here.
So the question I have for you, sir, if you'd let me finish, is why do you suppose such large segments of the American electorate have come to harbor such profound concerns about your cognitive fitness? Thank you.
I have no idea.
I have no idea, says the President of the United States. I don't know why so many people question my cognitive abilities. And I honestly think he answered honestly. He doesn't know. He really doesn't know. This is supposed to be the man running our country. This is supposed to be the man who's going to push the button on nuclear war or all of that with Russia or with another country. God forbid. God forbid. I can't even start that. And he's not the only one questioning the cognitive ability. There's a lot of people starting to question. Here's dailymail.co.uk. This mumbling, stumbling president is a clear and present danger to world peace. The security of Europe is on a knife's edge. The credibility of the United States is on the line. And Americans' allies are looking for a cool head, writes Dominic Green. Then we also have Rand Paul, and this is on Breitbart. Dangerous to the country for Biden to be talking in public. And he isn't wrong. He isn't wrong. It is very dangerous for someone who can't even really clearly put sentences together and can't even answer the question why so many people are questioning his cognitive abilities in public. But as you know, and if you've been watching me on Restricted Republic, then you already know he's unwilling. Why should I take a cognitive test? I don't need no cognitive test. Interesting, to say the least. Anyhow, please don't forget to check out my partner at hidewithlisa.com. If you guys don't have a VPN, I really want to encourage you to check it out. It is 50% off per life right now, and you've got a 30-day free trial. And what a VPN does is it hides what you're looking at on the internet. And the great news about Virtual Shield is they're a no-log policy, meaning they don't keep information on what you're doing. So if the government knocks at their door, all that information is gone MIA. This is why you should trust Virtual Shield, and Virtual Shield is the only one I trust. So check it out at hidewithlisa.com and protect you and your family today. Anyhow, thanks again for tuning in. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.